Bro, what the fuck?
Whoa!
Yeah. Yeah. Hey. I just wanna touch the top. Baby said that she in love and she don't love the lie. Been chillin' with all the bros, I've been above the spot. Shawty said that things change, well it does a lot. Hey, watching out the payment, man, the sun is high. Yeah, lost inside the heart, but it's emerging right. I've been out the way and I'm good. I can find my home. Everything I said it was is not. Yeah, Jamaica, how you layin'? Yeah, you ain't say none, what you saying, baby? I lost you, but who's paying? Don't know why you hit my phone, why you playing? Yeah, I can't handle it without the trusting. Yeah, I can see the top, I wanna touch it. Yeah, yeah, we been getting money, no discussion. Now I don't let the top of shorty always get the fussy. Yeah, hey, I like the cruise on it. Say she like the way I sound and how I groove on them. I been steady dodging bullets, how I move on them. But he talking out his neck and not a crew on him. Yeah, and I'm sliding. Shawty like the vibe, don't want the ride to end. Yeah, to the nice end. Yeah, yeah, to the nice end. I can always keep the cool, I'm never fighting. Man, I love was all the cake without the icing. Now I found new love, different pricing. And it won't cost my soul, no devices. Yeah, I ain't got a plan for it, I'm the man for it. Selling Brody couldn't stand for it, it's very important. I've been off the edge, I've been feeling the wind blowing. I can lose my head and my heart, but they been going. I just hit the edge of stairs when it's dead time. I just lost promises, I regret mine. I just gained a lot of love on the west side. I'm the GOAT, but I would never be the best guy. You might take me out of business like I'm Best Buy. Talk about the GOAT or maybe Zoom, I know that's right. Yeah. Talk about the GOAT or maybe Zoom, I know that's right. Thinking about the future, looking good and it's the best side. I remember.
Oh, shit. Oh, shit. The second I sat down in my chair, a leg broke, and I don't know which leg it is. So now, during the podcast, I just have to play a game of which way can I not lean, but that's going to be fun. But welcome back to another episode of Ride the Tide Sports Podcast, Season 2, Episode 41. I'm Mick Dilly. We got Snoop, Luke, and Tycho right above me. The Wanderer is not here today. I'm assuming it's work, because it's always work.
But no, sir, it is not work. The Wanderer's not here today, but he's getting his hair done right now by his grandma. Yes, he's getting his hair, getting his dreads retwisted. So he'll be looking good on the next podcast.
Is that what he told you?
Is that what he told me? Yes, that's exactly. Well, no, but I thought that would be a funny way to say it. So he's getting his hair done.
I feel like that's what he would have said, and that's why you said.
But that's why the Wanderer's not here with us right now. But we're gonna kick things off with NBA Finals are over. Season 2, Episode 41 begins with Steph Curry being named the Finals MVP as the Warriors defeated Boston in Game 6. 103-90 to win their 4th NBA title in the last 8 seasons. And I think this might be a Warriors dynasty part 2. I think that this game was right off the rips, 14-2 Boston. I had my $100 bet slip looking at me like, man, we might have made some mistakes tonight. And I was a little nervous, not going to lie, but then we flipped it on, went on a 38-6 run, and took over the game and did not give it back. So shout out Dub Nation and Steph Curry for finally getting that Finals MVP. I think that Steph Curry was all around one of the greatest players to watch this season, easily. I mean, first player in NBA history to win 3 MVPs in one season, winning the All-Star Game MVP, the Western Conference Finals MVP, and the Finals MVP. So Steph Curry, I don't know where he ranks on anyone else's list, but in my time of being alive and watching basketball, this is not including anything before me, he's like top 5 everything that I've ever watched. And shout out Dub Nation. And my boys won my freaking bet and won the title. I'll go to anybody else now.
Luke, I want to go to you because you're the Boston guy. I want to know how you're feeling.
Well, I was only a Boston guy because the Suns are out. And I would say the Suns are about to be coming back on another revenge tour. But honestly,
I
I'm
agree,
preparing.
Jake. He got snubbed.
I'm preparing for the Suns to go full Toronto Maple Leafs and just be hella good in reg season. And then when it comes playoff time, suck.
All right, so why don't we talk about Boston and the Warriors and not the Suns? Because the Suns have nothing to do with this.
Yeah, let's not do that. Let's not veer off into Luke land.
Well, I got nothing about them. I mean, what do you
All
want
right,
me to
Dylan.
say?
Dylan, what do you got?
Well, the biggest thing that
I can only say so much on basketball.
That you can at least just say "good job, Warriors." That's all you. That's all you had to say. Fucking Curry is top 5 all time. I agree with Tyler. I think that he cemented this, and I think that the MVP was long overdue. I think that the dynasty, I wouldn't even call it a part 2, because I think that if you win 4 titles in 8 years, that right there is just a dynasty. I get that.
Well, no, I'm saying part 2 because like they went down, you know, like
yeah, but
they
that
had
was
the downfall because they went from the top all the way to the bottom.
Think about it though.
And it was all injury related. I agree.
When they were bad,
that's what you're gonna say.
Every single person, and I don't think there's ever been a team, like, think about every team in the NBA right now that's bad, like Orlando, Detroit, this and that. There has never been a team that when the Warriors were bad, nobody was worried about next year. Everybody
it was just like, okay, Clay's out,
they're gonna be fine.
Injured. They're fine.
But
then they reloaded. Like they got rid of KD. They reloaded with all the young talent, and now it's like they could do this again next year.
That was good.
They could do the same thing.
That was,
and they had guys that are going to be healthy next year, and they're going to be even better. So the Warriors are going to be even better next year. So it's still problematic.
I think
for
that
LeBron.
rebuild thing, that little rebuild 2 years, that was the best thing that could have happened for him because they know who the stars of the team are. You know, at the time it was KD, Steph, and Clay. Those were the main 3 on the team. You had 2 that were injured, 1 that's no longer on the team. So now you look at the new players that had to step up. You got James Wiseman, Jonathan Kuminga, Jordan Poole. All these young guys that are now stepping up. Bring those 3 in, merge them with Curry and Clay and Wiggins that are, playing well. And like you said, that's a team.
They're keeping the team together too. They're paying a insanely high luxury tax this offseason, but they are planning on keeping the team together for another run. And let's just say the Warriors owner doesn't like to lose at all. It's very clear. He's committed to keeping these guys together and winning another ship. And Jake saying he definitely deserved one of those other ones too. I think that if you're referring to the Andre Iguodala all defense finals, that is the one I think that he got snubbed on. I mean, KD in the finals with the Warriors was really good. And I think that it could have went either way there. I don't think that either one would have been like a bad decision, but KD was really good in the finals. But I think the Iguodala one where he came out of nowhere and had the best defensive performance anyone's ever seen in the NBA finals in the last 15, 20 years, that one might have been where he snubbed Curry of getting that MVP. I do agree with that.
I couldn't say that though, because you got to give Iguodala his credit, bro. He's got 4 rings.
He does. He has 4 rings, and he has the last shot with the fate of the universe on the line. So Davidson, the University of Davidson, for those of you that don't know, is where Steph Curry played his college basketball, is going to be honoring Steph Curry by retiring his number and having a little ceremony this year in August. So that's really cool. No, they have not done that yet. They're retiring his number there and all that good stuff because, I mean, really, he's done it all at this point, and he has the same amount of rings as LeBron James right now. So that's a conversation. That's a conversation for a different podcast. That's a conversation for a different podcast. We can't do it. But something I do want to talk about here is Steve Kerr. Okay, this is an insane stat. Steve Kerr has won 9 of the last 27 NBA titles, whether it was playing or coaching. He has won 9 of the last 27.
Bro got 5 as a player, 4 as a coach.
That's 1/3 of the last 27 is Steve Kerr. If you have Steve Kerr on your team one way or another, you're getting the job done.
Look, bro, a lot of
33%
people,
of the time.
a lot of people can talk shit on Steve Kerr because they'll always say that he is the best at being second best. But at the same, and they say that because, well, he won 5 rings with who? Michael Jordan. Oh, he won all the 4 coaching rings with who? KD, Clay, and Steph Curry. But at the same time,
It's still 9 rings.
He's just smart as
It's
fuck.
still 9 rings,
Also,
man.
let's think about it. He was a role player when he was on Chicago, but at the same time, one of the biggest shots in NBA Finals history that won them the finals was hit by who? Steve Kerr. So let's think about that. Also, Steve Kerr, we have learned over
That
the
is
years,
insane.
is not a stupid man.
If this is a known proven fact, that is a insane fact that Steve Kerr has won 12% of NBA Finals all time.
I mean, he's a Hall of Famer without a doubt.
Love that. Definitely a Hall of Famer. But Steve Kerr, just absolutely insane. And we do have to touch on the losers of the NBA Finals. Jayson Tatum. Let's talk about Jayson Tatum.
100 turnovers exactly.
100 turnovers. Not a single game did he look like he was the best player on his team, in my personal opinion.
Or the second best.
Or the second best. I mean, fucking, he wasn't better. He didn't play better than Al Horford in this series.
Al Horford, Marcus Smart, Jaylen Brown.
They all played better than Jayson Tatum. Yeah. Jayson Tatum, I mean, he never looked focused. I mean, before the game, he's got his kid on the court. It's 9:00. You're supposed to be locked in and focused, like, and you got your kid tugging at your leg, like, hey, daddy. Dude, you got to
get him off the fucking court.
That is not the time. I'm not a Boston guy, nor did I want Boston to win. But, like, if I'm a Boston fan, I am livid. Why is my supposed best player, like, supposed to be one of the best players in the league, in the NBA Finals, hanging out with his kid 10 minutes before tip-off? Like, that kid should be up in the press box, gone. Like, Jayson Tatum, what are you doing? Why do you have your kid out on the floor 10 minutes before game time, hanging out like it's Father Sunday? Like, I don't know how Boston fans are feeling about that.
There's no way they're happy about that.
There's no way that they're – and I think Jayson Tatum is going to get smacked around by Boston fans next season, especially if he has a bad start to the year. I think Boston's going to give him hell.
I mean, yeah. At the same time, Boston fans are probably not going to be as bad on him as you think they are, because Boston fans right now are just so fucking happy that they had a team that got to the finals, and they had a team that now they have so much potential, and they think they can go back-to-back, and they go back to the finals. They're kind of in a Phoenix Suns boat right now, how they just went back to the finals, and they're riding this high, and they think they're going to ride it all the way back to next year. Problem is, I don't think they're going to ride it all the way back next year if their team looks the same. I expect Boston to make a move in the offseason. I don't know what that move is going to be. I don't know if it's going to be someone leaving or someone signing, but I expect Boston to make some noise in a big way this offseason. I don't think they're going to sit there and do nothing. And I think their offseason is going to be one of the few teams that's going to set up how their entire season is going to be looking. That's my opinion.
All right, for sure. And with that being said, we will move on. Congratulations to the Golden State Warriors, 2021-2022 NBA champions. A little bit more NBA news to talk about here. The Mavericks have acquired Christian Wood in a trade.
Hell yeah.
Dylan, you're a Mavs guy. What do you got here?
I got a great piece of news, but then I also have a sad ending. So here's the great piece of news. The Mavericks have acquired Christian Wood from the Houston Rockets. That's the good news, okay? So we love that, especially me being a Luka guy, me being a fucking Dallas guy. That makes me really happy. Christian Wood is a baller. He's averaging over 20 points the past couple of years, especially when he was in Detroit. Those were his best years. He didn't do bad in Houston last year. He kind of just got fucked with injuries, but not at all bad player to have with Jalen Brunson and Luka Doncic. Now here comes the shitty part. We had to fucking get rid of Boban, and that sucks, because Boban is the one guy on the team that you would want, whether they're good or whether they're bad, because everybody loves Boban. But now he got sent over to Houston, and that is an L, because, yes, people can make the argument about, but you lost Trey Burke, and he's a good shooter. No one gives a fuck about Trey Burke. All right, we're sad about Boban, and we love Boban. Also, they gave up the 26th pick in the draft this year, but I don't think that's a big deal when it comes to Christian Wood. I think both sides won the trade here because Houston's in a rebuilding stage. They got Boban, they got Trey Burke, they got prospects, and they got the 26th pick. Houston is in a situation where they need some help for Luka, and they got it in Christian Wood. So I think it's a W for both sides.
Can I just say that when I think about this trade, I realize one thing.
What?
Because we once had Christian Wood.
Correct.
And our GM acquired Trevor Ariza, Isaiah Stewart, $4.1 million, Houston's 2027 second-round pick. Rockets acquired Christian Wood, conditional first-round pick from Detroit, protected through 2027, and a 2021 second-round pick. Why is this man Christian Wood just always involved in these giant-ass trades?
Because he's still so young.
With so many people.
High potential.
I don't understand.
What do you not understand? Like that he's not.
Like, why does nobody want to keep this man?
Oh, okay. I think it's because they see an upside and a downside to him. That's the weird thing about Wood, is because you have a player that's young, a lot of potential, and then you look at the past 2 years and he can't play a full season. So you're sitting at yourself and you're going, okay, there's upside, but there's also downside. I could get 3-4 prospects that I know could be role players, and then look in the draft this year for someone new that I know is going to be healthy. Ship out C. Wood. I understand where Houston came from, if I'm being honest with you, especially when they're looking at Jalen Greene. They're probably going to try to pick up. They got another top pick in the draft this year, so now they're going to probably use that 26th pick along with that top pick, get some more fucking people to help him.
I mean, Dylan, anything after the top 5-6 picks in this year's NBA draft is like you're throwing darts at a dartboard, like hoping that one of those guys are going to be really good. Like, there's not a whole lot of depth in the NBA draft. Like, every year it's like the top 10, and then you try to get lucky.
I would say
because it's all based on like potential. But
I'd say there's 4 to 5 shooters.
We'll get into that
later in the draft, but yeah,
we'll get into that. Utah Jazz have introduced a new color scheme for next season. And I just want to know what your thoughts are on these new jerseys here.
All right, so I want to just say first thing first, they also switched up the court. They just switched up everything, but I don't know how I feel about the black and yellow. Obviously, the purple, it's hard. They had it last year. They're going to keep that with the court. Hard. Don't know how I feel about the black and yellow. Half of me loves it because it just reminds me of Oregon. But the other half of me is confused because I don't understand how that's Utah.
I'm with you on that one. Yeah. I think it's just because they had the yellow and black that they're like, all right, just do the opposite.
It is very Oregon feel.
It is. It is.
But I think it's hard, though. Like, that black one, I would rock a fucking Donovan Mitchell Utah Jazz jersey in that color scheme because that's hard as fuck. But I just don't understand what that has to do with the Utah Jazz.
No, I really am having a hard time too. But with that being said, we're going to move on from the NBA and talk about the NHL playoffs. Game 1 in the books.
On your ass, game 1. Ooh.
The Avalanche take game 1 in overtime, 4-3. And if the game 1 has anything to say about how the rest of this series is going to go, let's just say that it's going to be a hell of a finals because Colorado jumped out. Colorado honestly was expected to jump out, in my opinion, because they had a full 3 days rest before they had to get back in there and start training again, get ready for the Tampa Bay Lightning. So they got out to a hot start. Tampa Bay came back, battled all the way till the end, got to overtime, and eventually the Avs took it in OT. Yeah, one bad turnover is all it takes. But game 1 thoughts. Here we go.
Well, didn't like seeing them dropping down 2-0, but it's always nice seeing them battling back, especially when they pulled it within 1, then let it go back to another 2-goal gap. And to see them force into overtime, that was huge. Like, I like to see that battle. That means They weren't just throwing that game out and being sluggish. They were bouncing back. They were making the changes necessary, and just got one. And the Avs just capitalized on a bad turnover in overtime, and that shit happens. Can't really be flipping the puck out of the zone or over the glass in your own zone at the end of the game, Maroon. But that really doesn't help.
Yeah, you
No,
can't.
it definitely doesn't help.
Little mistakes will lose you this series.
I think Colorado started off game one exactly how they've started off every game in every series, and they just started pedal to the metal. They started fast. They started getting their goals. They got one. They got two. The only difference between this series and every other series they played is that Tampa is a lot better team. So you can't score fucking 7, 8, 9 goals against them because it's just not going to happen. So after the second goal, Tampa's the team that they make adjustments, they switch things up, and then they go out there and they strike two back. So I think that this is the tell for the series because I think that these are two offenses that when they need to turn it on, they can turn it on. And then I also think these are two goaltenders right now that if they need to stand on their head, they can also do that. So I think this will be a great series, but I also don't think that this will be a 4 or 5 game series. I think this is probably going to be 6 or 7. I think we can all agree on that.
Mm-hmm.
I think it almost has to be. So with that being said, game 2 tonight, what needs to change, Luke?
What needs to change is Tampa needs to come out with their passing on point from fucking the start. Because the Tampa, you can tell when Tampa's just flowing, their passes start connecting, and then what happens? They usually pop in a couple fucking goals. But when they get sloppy, it's bad. They cannot start sloppy.
Also, their power play is really good.
Oh,
it
definitely.
is, and they need to fucking start putting the puck in the net on it. They had so many opportunities, and they didn't get it past them.
Yeah, I was watching that. They had a lot of good opportunities.
Honestly, it looked great. It really did because they were getting all those opportunities. But at the end of the day, you got to get that in the net.
Dylan, game 2 tonight for the Avs, who are currently up in the series, 1-0. What do the Avs need to do to make sure that they take this game and go to Tampa up 2-0?
Pressure. Tampa's a team that you need to pressure all game. Because the second that you take any type of time off and you allow Tampa to tilt the ice in their favor, that's when, Luke says, the opportunities are going to start coming, the chances are going to start getting better, and fucking Tampa's going to start putting them in the net. Let's go, Colorado, baby. I'm agreeing with you 100%, Jake. And I think that as long as they can keep the pressure on consistently, their chances of winning the game are going to continue to increase because Tampa's a team that the second you let off your foot on the gas for half a second, they will pop a goal in.
Well, they definitely will. I agree with both of you guys there. I think Tampa Bay definitely needs to make those adjustments and in order to win this game, and Colorado needs to apply that pressure in order to make sure that they go into Tampa up 2-0. But the Rangers proved that that's still not a very safe space to be in. You need to go up 3-0 in order to even feel like you might have that series in the bag. And even then, I don't know, because Tampa has done some shit before. And
who can ever feel
they did win 4 straight after going down 0-2.
I don't know, man.
That was one game away from being a reverse sweep.
So, game 2 tonight. Place your bets. Get them in. That's what we got. Next up, we got some NHL Coach Hirings. The Red Wings still have not hired a coach for their team, but other teams are starting to take the good coaches and put them on their teams, like the Philadelphia Flyers now have done. The Philadelphia Flyers, Dylan, I believe, have signed Tortorella.
Correct.
Big old Torts to a 4-year deal.
4-year, $16 million deal. Former Blue Jackets head coach has now been signed as the new head coach of Philly. And I hate to say it because of all the Philadelphia slander we give, but I think this is a great move. I think we've learned.
No, it's not.
What are you talking
don't think
about?
It's a good move?
No,
bro. The last 3 teams Torts has gone to he's absolutely just lit up in fucking flames, bro.
He's destroying locker rooms left and right, and now he's signed to a 4-year deal with a young team, and the last young team he had didn't listen to him, and that's why he ended up leaving because he's fucking nuts now.
The coaches that take them to the playoffs are the good ones, but I don't
Brandon Dubinsky tweeted out, "Pray for
Who
the
fuck
at
is
the
Brandon
NHL."
Dubinsky?
Who are you?
Who's Brandon?
He plays for the Blue Jackets, you dummy.
I'm sorry, I've never heard of that man in my life.
Well, then watch more hockey. Well, he tweeted out, "Pray for the at the NHL Flyers players," after this news broke out, because he knows.
Is he like a Tortorella guy or something? Or is this when Tortorella coached the Blue Jackets, he was on the team?
Well, if he was on the Blue Jackets as a Blue Jackets player, and Tortorella was a Blue Jackets head coach.
Well, I didn't know how long ago he played on the team. Tortorella hasn't coached a couple years, man. And the
He's still playing on the team.
Okay. The last time he coached, yes. Didn't Columbus beat fucking the Lightning in the playoffs and they swept him?
Yeah, and how much turmoil was going throughout the entire team.
So he's not
so
bad.
Much shit.
So he's not.
Wait.
Hey,
and where are the Blue Jackets now?
Good, but there were other factors.
Wasn't Tampa the President's Trophy winner and the best team in hockey?
So, yes, but the President's Trophy winner never goes far in the playoffs. That is fact.
He's not that bad. If
that's
he can
different.
Sweep teams like that in the playoffs. Maybe his energy isn't the right way, but he can win games.
Yes,
what happened to the Florida
let's get a
Panthers,
coach that absolutely.
Dylan, huh?
Oh, man.
Where are they?
He's a little fucked in the head, but if he wins games, is that what matters?
Is Mike Babcock a good coach? No.
Yes.
Did he win? Yes.
Yes.
Is he a good coach? No.
Yes.
Did he win? Yes.
Yes.
No. Fucking
yes.
wrong.
He's a
wrong.
good coach. If you go
wrong.
For 25 straight years.
Next up on Ride the Tide Sports Podcast, we will be moving into the MLB update with McDilly.
I think Babcock was a great coach. All right, so moving into the MLB update. Fuck you, because you waited for me to talk and then hit the buzzer when you could have done it before.
Yeah, Mike Babcock was a good coach and lied to the public. You lied to the public.
You waited till after we left to say that.
I said I liked Babcock, and I still do. He can come back anytime he wants. Hey, we need a head coach. We need a head coach. I'm just saying.
I'm glad we're not getting Babcock, and I'm glad we're not getting Tort.
All right, so going into MLB, starting off. All right, okay, so you want me to fucking do it or not? You want me to do it or not?
Who the fuck is that guy?
All right, Ty's gonna do the MLB update today. Go ahead, Ty.
I'm getting a kick out of this. All right, I'm done.
I'm not falling for it. The second I talk, he's gonna do it. Craig Counsell. All right, I'm good. Just had to make sure. So, Craig Counsell, when it comes to the Milwaukee Brewers, came out and had his 500.
All right. Well, in order to not ruin the entire podcast and not act like a little small child, I'm going to attempt this MLB update with Craig Counsell becoming the franchise leader in wins for the Milwaukee Brewers. Craig, I have no clue who you are, but congratulations on getting a certain amount of wins with a number that I'm not familiar with and becoming the leader in wins for your franchise. I have no idea how many wins you got, but you got more than the other guy that was currently in first place. So, yeah.
All right. you fucking done? If I see one more Mattress Mac pop up on my face or one more buzzer, I swear to God, I will flip the camera and I will end this stream. You can go, you and Luke, and I swear to God, 564 was the amount of wins that Craig Counsell got. Ride the Tide Sports Podcast is fine because that's what the podcast we're on. I don't care. 564 wins. Shout out Craig Counsell. Also, Anthony Rendon. Moving on to him. He is out for the season. He has a season-ending wrist surgery. Broke his wrist. The Angels just continue to get worse down the road. They lose 13 games in a row. Everybody thought they were still going to be good. They have Mike Trout and Shohei Ohtani, some of the best players in baseball, and they're still not going to make the fucking playoffs again. Imagine. You're just pissing off baseball fans at this point. Release Ohtani. Release Trout. Let them go to a fucking team where we can watch them go to the playoffs because you guys suck every year. All right? It's getting irritating for us because you're going to stack your roster and you're going to miss the playoffs. At least be like the fucking Yankees where you'll get eliminated in the first or second round. It's actually irritating because they're the best players in baseball and their careers are getting wasted. Now I know how Lions fans felt, or football fans felt when we had Barry Sanders and Calvin. I fucking get it now. It's irritating. Moving on to the player of the week. We have the man who is just raking. So let's start off with the player of the week, and that is Anthony Rizzo from the New York Yankees, the team that I just mentioned. He is the player of the week because in the span of 2 games, he managed to be the hero of both games. Starting off with a walk-off home run for the Yankees' 8th leading walk-off of the year. Anthony Rizzo, Rendon and Rizzo are very similar. Anthony Rizzo hit a walk-off home run, and then the very next night, he went to Toronto and hit a grand slam to give the Yankees the win in that game, too. Also, Anthony Rizzo is still top 5 in the American League in home runs hit and is raking over in New York as the Yankees are also still in first place. So, shout out Anthony Rizzo and shout out the New York Yankees. Also, when it comes to some great news, finally in the fucking city of Detroit, we have Riley Greene, finally healthy, making his MLB call-up. If you're going to the Tigers game today, look for Tycho, look for Snoop Luke. They are going to be at the stadium. Say fucking hi, say what up, say how do you do, and then everyone can watch Riley Greene hit a homer in his first MLB at-bat. Sounds like a plan. And that is the MLB update with McDilly. Thank you, Tyler, for letting me finish that. I don't have a College World Series update other than the fact that Notre Dame fucking won the other day, and I did not see that coming. There's only been one game that's happened from every first game of the series so far in the College World Series. But if Tyler wants me to speak on some of the big moments that have happened, I will. Notre Dame won 7-3 yesterday over Texas in a great game. I think that was a good game because a lot of people saw them immediately going to the losers bracket, but they stay in the winners bracket immediately off of rips. So shout out to them. Also want to give a shout out to Tyler's pick for the College World Series. Oklahoma, who beat Luke's Texas A&M 13-8 yesterday and took game 1. Thank you. I appreciate that. And also, I found out which chair I broke. Or which leg. It was the middle one. I moved forward and it just squeaked. Are you coming, Luke?
We both kept adding him in, so one of us kept taking him out.
And I kept thinking you were about to stop, and then I kept clicking it, and then you kept clicking.
That doesn't matter. What does matter is this NFL news. With Deshaun Watson possibly being banned for the entire season. Now, wouldn't this be something with a $230 million guaranteed contract, already fully guaranteed to Deshaun Watson, possibly going to be banned for the whole season, and your quarterback Baker Mayfield is possibly going to the Carolina Panthers very soon. So things are looking very, very bad for Cleveland right now. And honestly, they always look really bad for Cleveland. Right when they look like they're going to be really good, things go really bad. So this is not new to Cleveland, I don't think. But at the same time, what are we thinking here? Deshaun Watson could be out for the season, and Baker Mayfield's about to go to Carolina, possibly.
Uh-oh.
I think that if Deshaun Watson is out for the season,
The Browns played themselves.
there's no fucking
They
way I
did.
can sit here and say that the Browns are now still a contender with Case Keenum. I'm sorry. I can't do it. Like, there's no fucking way that I can't. And then, you know what else sucks? They're not going to be in a situation where they can just go grab a quarterback for the first couple weeks, because do you know how much money they just dropped on Deshaun? They dropped a lot of fucking money. So I feel like this is a whole pickle. And to say it best, if Deshaun doesn't play, like Luke just said, the fucking Browns played themselves.
No, you're exactly right. Like, this is the most you played yourself situation that, honestly, whatever team would have picked up Deshaun Watson was going to find themselves in. So, props to the Browns.
I will say
being the dumbass.
Thank you, Cleveland, for doing this, because the only teams in the NFL I could see doing some dumbass shit like this would be you guys or the Lions. So I'm rather happy.
Especially with a bad outcome. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, definitely. I could totally see that. But Watson being out for the season would totally crush Cleveland down to little tiny pieces, I think. But that's what we have for the NFL news. But we also have another topic we want to cover. And that is NFL turnaround is what I have decided to call it. And every year in the NFL, there's teams that, sucked the year before and then all of a sudden are good. So here's what we're going to do here. We're going to go through the teams that are shitty. And we're going to say whether or not we think that those teams can possibly not be shitty this year. So that's exactly the way that we're going to go about this. If you think they're going to be good, then you're going to say that they're going to be good and they're going to turn it around. You're going to give a thumbs up, like say, yeah, they're going to turn it around. If you don't think they're going to turn it around, that's a thumbs down. They're not going to turn it around. So with that being said,
are we going from shortest drought to longest drought, or longest drought to shortest drought?
I don't need no droughts. I got the fucking standings right here. If you were in last place last year.
We're doing this because of the longest postseason droughts, which is going to end.
Oh, who's going to end a postseason drought? Jesus fuck.
Yeah.
Go ahead. Who's turning a long boat
thumbs
around?
Up, thumbs down scenario, though.
Fucking
Los Angeles Chargers, it's only been 3 years, though. I'm going to say thumbs up. Keep all three of them.
Los Angeles Chargers, are they going to make the playoffs this year? The division is super tough. I'm going to give them a thumbs up. I think they turn it around.
Luke, you muted.
Luke, you're an idiot.
Their full division again?
The Raiders, the Chargers, the Broncos. Who's the last team? Raiders, Chiefs. Chargers, Broncos, Chiefs.
Oh. I'm going to give it the thumbs down.
Next team, and it is the 4-year droughted Jacksonville Jaguars. Let me start it off with a fat thumbs down. Not going to happen.
Yeah, I think this one's pretty easy here. It's going to be a thumbs down. I think they still need a couple, 2-3 years to figure it out, even with the number one pick again.
The first ever double thumb down.
Yeah, and I'm going to keep that thumbs down. I'm going to keep that same thumbs down energy for the next team, who's been 4 seasons, Carolina Panthers. Even if they get Baker, they're still in a position where I think that they don't win more than 7 games this year.
All right, well, when it comes to the Carolina Panthers, if they did get Baker Mayfield and Christian McCaffrey can stay healthy and their young wide receiver core can do what they continue to do, which is be good wide receivers, just to have a bad quarterback. They're in the division with the Falcons, the Saints, and the Buccaneers, so it's going to be tough. It's going to have to be a wild card spot, but I'm gonna go with a thumbs down.
It's possible.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna have to give this one a big thumbs down.
Yeah, and I think that speaking of big thumbs down, right now this whole organization is just at a rebuild to the rebuild, and that is the Atlanta Falcons. They're on ground one. They just lost Matt Ryan. Marcus Mariota's got a Marcus Mariota. Calvin Ridley still suspended for a year. gonna have to give you another thumbs down. Sorry, not sorry.
Yeah, this one's going to be another thumbs down for me. The starting quarterback role is not necessarily a starting quarterback. He's been out for a while in the starting quarterback role. He's been a good role player when he comes in and been a good quarterback when he's needed, but I don't think that they're going to be able to turn it around and make the playoffs this year. So, thumbs down. And you're muted again.
How?
Well, I'm not trying to chew my pistachios in the mic.
Eat after the pod.
They're good, but I'm giving it a thumbs down.
All right, here's the next one. This one is really interesting because I can see it going either way. It's been 5 years since they made the playoffs. I'm talking about the Miami Dolphins. Now, we know all the questions around Tua. We know they have the wide receiver. They're probably going to be wild. Tyler, I'm going to you because I don't know yet.
All right, look, Miami in the same division as the Patriots and the Bills. I mean, the Jets are not a question, but I'm giving Miami a double thumbs up. They're making the playoffs this year.
Yes! Yes! Double thumbs up, too. Tua's going to do it.
I don't know. Oh, this is tough. You know what? I'll say give me Miami in a wild card spot. I'll give them a fucking thumbs up. I'll take them as well. All right, next team, same thing. 5 years since they've been in the playoffs. We have the New York Giants. I'm sorry, Saquon's getting it.
That thumbs down for me. There ain't no goddamn way.
Well, I mean, in their division, there could be a way. But
they are the Phillies of that division. They're garbage. They're hot garbage.
Yeah,
it only gets hotter as the seasons go on.
Bad thumbs down. Next team, final team with a 5-year season drought, and that is ours truly, the Detroit Lions. Now, as much as I want to come out here and say yes and all the hype and this and that, I think that we are going to win 7-8 games this year. So with that being said, I'm going to have to give us thumbs down. Tyler? Explain.
We are making the wild card spot this year.
What?
Jared Goff is going to fucking do some shit that you've never seen before, and that is dump the ball off to people that actually catch the ball, and then fucking Dan Campbell is going to fucking lose his mind, and then Hard Knocks is going to fucking lose their minds because they're getting the best content they've ever seen in their entire lives. And somehow, some way, with a little bit of luck and a little bit of all luck, we're going to make the wild card spot. Put it on. Thumbs up.
They're going winless. No, I'm kidding.
Not again. It can't.
But I'm gonna get. I don't think they're making playoffs. I really don't.
I want them to, but I don't see it.
I want it. I do. I would love to see them. Oh my god. I would love to see them make playoffs, but I don't think they are.
I understand. I know what I did.
All
All right. With that being said, that is all we have for the NFL. Oh, is there more? Is there more?
I said we got 2 teams left.
Oh, there's 2 teams. Okay, keep going.
All right. So next is the sixth.
I didn't know anyone would have a longer drought than the Lions. That's honestly shocking.
No, yeah, you'll be surprised in a minute. 6-year drought. Denver Broncos. Now they just got Russell. We talked about how tough their division is, but I honestly think that them, the Chargers, and the Chiefs all have a real shot here at a playoff spot. No shade to the Raiders, but also to the Raiders. So I'm going to also give them a thumbs up. I'm going to say they break this shot.
I am going to give the Denver Broncos a thumbs down. I do not think that they're going to make the playoffs. I think that the Chargers are going to take one of those top 2 spots, and obviously the Chiefs are going to be 1 or 2 as well, and it's going to make it very difficult. I think that they're still going to need a year to figure out what exactly they are as the Denver Broncos with Russell Wilson. I think that Russell Wilson will have a lot of great games, but I don't know if Denver is going to be what they think they are, and that is the number one team in that division. I don't think that that's going to happen. Thumbs down.
A double thumbs up for Russ Daddy, okay? You know, the Denver Broncos. They're going to be going head-to-head with the fucking Chiefs.
That was it? That was great. I love that was it. All right, final team, and it is the team with the current longest playoff drought in the NFL. It's been 11 fucking years since they've seen the playoffs, and I'm talking about the absolute doggiest of dog shits you've ever seen ever across a football field out of New York wearing the fucking green and white. The New York Jets. We started off with a big old thumbs down and even a with it, because I don't think it's happening.
That's a thumbs down, no explanation needed.
Make it 12 years. That's all I gotta say.
And that is the NFL turnaround.
I like that.
Next up, we have the UFC news, and then we're going to get out of here. So this is the last time that you'll see me. Thanks for watching, everybody. It's on to these two, and I'll see you guys on Wednesday. So I'm a foe.
All right, Luke.
I'm talking in guap, now I'm speaking it fluent. When I hit the road, I won't leave till I do it. Acting out of hand, I'm like, be what you doing. We started off good, can't believe that we ruined it, yeah. I tried to fix with a sewing kid, yeah. I tried to fix it, you know I did, yeah. I tried to fix it, you know I did, yeah.
Luke, you're muted.
Yeah, UFC on the road. Let's get it rolling.
Let's go, baby.
Let's start it off with Glover Teixeira finally speaking out on the fight with Jiri. And this man goes, but the guillotine, man, I feel like crying watching it again. The moment when he decided to shoot instead, or when he decided to go for the guillotine and everything instead of trying to put him away.
I said that! I said that was the moment he lost the fight. When he had him pieced up, and then he went in for the... No, that was... Oh, my God, he said that. That makes me so upset because the fact that he knew it as well. Bro, even DC on commentary was like, what are you doing? Like he said, quote unquote, he said, why would you do that? And I was like thinking the exact same thing because you got to understand. From Glover's point, the second he gets him on the ground in jiu-jitsu and in a submission, that's where he feels the most comfortable and that's where he thinks he has him the best. But he had him pieced. He had him wobbled. He had him groggy. Oh, it's a damn shame.
It is a damn shame. But moving on to not a damn shame. This may not be Cerrone's last fight.
Oh?
He said, and I quote, oh, no way, you're about to do that to me. The photo won't load, so... All right, here we go. Another legend would be fun, you know. Let's stay away from the young kids. They're fucking tough. They're so good. The sport has evolved unbelievably. Donald Cerrone.
So he would want to fight more like than... You know, I could see him fighting like Nick Diaz.
He wants one of the vets.
Yeah. And I understand. I like that he just goes, hey, I'll be honest, man. These new guys, yeah, they're a little too good. I can't do that shit no more.
But this next news might rattle your bones, Dylan.
Why?
Because we got Aljamain Sterling wanting a pay raise.
For what?
There's no fight until there's ink on the paper. And as of right now, my contract is exactly the same. As of right now, I'm training, hoping that we come to some type of agreement to give me some type of pay bump. Shut up, you paper-ass champ!
You don't deserve the money. Just like you don't deserve the championship.
Right?
Just like you don't deserve the respect that you claim that you're not getting and you still won't get.
Fucking hate that guy. I need him to lose.
I need TJ Dillashaw to start shooting again.
The CEO of EPO. That's who we need.
I need him to start shooting again. I don't care if he's loaded up, knock him out, fucking take the title off him the next day and suspend him. I don't give a shit.
Make the belt vacant.
Gets knocked the fuck out.
But moving on to some fight announcements. Oh, wait, where'd the fight announcements go? There they are.
Boom.
Corey Sandhagen is going against Song Yadong.
Ooh, I like that.
I do like that. Mostly because Sandhagen's fighting again. I love Corey Sandhagen.
Song Yadong's pretty good, though.
Yes, but, Corey.
Obviously.
I'm going to have to fuck him up.
Obviously take Corey.
But next, we have Jose Aldo going up against Merab Dvalishvili. Yeah, it's a...
I don't know who that is, Lucas. I'm going to be honest.
Dvalishvili. That's his last name.
Okay, so I'm going to take Aldo.
I don't know. I'm taking Aldo because Aldo's just an old-time legend.
And I like this little last ride he's been on, bro.
He's been kind of grinding, bro.
Uh-huh.
I love it.
Last 5-6 fights have been really good.
And, and just to quickly go over the UFC Fight Night really quick, even though we gave our thoughts, we have the main event, Kelvin Kattar and Josh Emmett. Emmett said he wants to fucking KO Kattar, but we'll see if that happens because, we got Kattar.
Yeah. What method of victory? You got KO?
I'll take a KO. Why not?
Bet.
Then we got the co-main, Donald Cerrone and Joe Lauzon. And then fight number 3, Kevin Holland and Tim Means.
Superhero!
And, that's just about all we got for the UFC and I think for the pod.
Should be a good fight night, though. Those are 3 good fights. I think those are 3 fights that will deliver, and it should be a good fight night.
Absolutely.
Bada boom, bada bing, and then with that is all that we have for you on the podcast. Luke, you want to fucking close it out?
Oh, well, I thought he just jumped in here to start banging.
Nah,
it
Luke,
out,
you never close it out, bro.
Well, either you two do it. I don't give a fuck.
No, Luke.
Well, anyways, this is the end of Ride the Tide. Welcome here. Go make sure you go to Six Pack Coverage. There is more podcasts on anything you could even think of wanting to watch. Sports, gambling, financials, and all that, yada yada. If you want to see it, it's probably up on there. But thank you for joining us. See you Wednesday.